Hey, I'm your host, Jen Wheeler, and this is the Healthy Her podcast. I'm a teacher, author, and foodie who went from being addicted to sugar, skipping meals, and struggling to get in control of my eating, to someone who is 10 kilos down, eats all the yummy foods without restriction, and is finally in control of my hunger. I'm obsessed with helping other health-conscious women ditch the confusion and overwhelm so they can cultivate healthy eating habits and truly thrive. The Healthy Her podcast was created to give you real talk about healthy eating, as well as easy, actionable tips that fit seamlessly into your busy lifestyle. I'm not just your host. Think of me as your healthy eating hype gal, your personal cheerleader as we chat all things healthy eating, weight loss, and mindset mastery, so you can become the healthiest, happiest version of you. So if you're ready to ditch the guilt, reclaim your confidence, and unlock the very best version of you, then you're in the right place. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to the Healthy Her podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about 5 easy, healthy eating habits that I use every single day to stay consistent. And I would officially like to welcome you to an unsexy episode of the Healthy Her podcast. Why? Because unsexy things that you do every single day is what works. It's not the big shiny things that you do every single day. It's the small unsexy things that you do every single day that actually make the biggest difference. So this is going to be a very unsexy episode, but my goal today is to de-influence you. I want to de-influence you from what you think you need. So you think you need complicated recipes, hours in the kitchen, fancy meal plans, expensive ingredients, like an expensive coach that's going to do everything for you and plan all your workouts, that you need separate meals from what you eat to what your kids will eat. You need more time and that you need this perfect plan. I'm going to de-influence you because you don't need any of those things in order to become the healthiest, happiest version of you, the one that feels good, looks good, and shows up as the best version of yourself. And just a little hint, this is exactly what I teach inside the Healthy Eating Hype Gal membership. I de-influence you. So I switch your mindset from thinking that that's all the stuff that you need and actually working on the things that make the biggest difference and really move the needle forward. Okay, so in today's podcast episode, I'm going to give you my top 5, and I did say they were unsexy, my top 5 unsexy healthy eating habits. Now, these are habits that I use every single day. Now, remember, everything I share with you comes from a place of experience. I have tried, tested, and failed at multiple different routines, habits, techniques, tools, like different ways of planning my meals, of doing my workouts, of like feeding my family. Like I've tried all of these different ways of doing it. And whenever I share anything with you on the podcast, it's always that I found the best method that works, like the one that after I've tried all of these other ones that were really crappy and didn't work for me, that this is the one that worked in the end. And like I said, I know that this whole space, the healthy eating space, the gym space, the exercise space, the weight loss space is so overwhelming and so it's just everything, like it just consumes us. And so that's why I said, like, I really want to de-influence you in this podcast. Like I've got 5 things. These are 5 easy, unsexy, simple things that I do every single week as part of my healthy eating routine that mean I can maintain my weight loss, I can look after myself, I can eat healthy, I can exercise. And like I said, tried and tested multiple different ones that have failed. And this is the one that works every single time. And I know that we get stuck down that rabbit hole where we think it's got to be complicated recipes, it's got to be all this stuff, it's got to be hard, it's got to be huge, it's got to be all these things, and it doesn't. The more simplified that you can make something, the more likely that you are going to achieve the thing, all right? We've just gotten sucked into this rabbit hole thinking it's got to be hard and it's got to be complicated and it's got to involve all these things, and it doesn't. It's the simple stuff done repeatedly is what works best over time. All right. Number 1 of the unsexy things that I do to maintain my weight loss, to eat healthy and to show up as the best version of myself is eat the same meals. Boring, I know, but I eat the same meals. Having a basic rotation of meals that I like keeps me consistent, okay? Now, I know a lot of people have an issue with eating the same meal because it comes up a lot on my social media. It's like, oh, but that's boring and I don't want to eat the same meal for 3 days. And if that's you, there are some so simple, like super ridiculously simple ways to get around that. Okay. For example, like say for me, I can make one of the Real Nourish high protein pancake mix. Okay. I can make that for breakfast. I want to have pancakes every day, but I don't want to have the same flavor of pancakes. So I just put the mixture in 3 different containers. And then in one, I might have blueberry and lemon curd. The second one might be raspberry and choc chips. And the third one, I might just do mixed berry. 3 different breakfasts, high protein breakfast, but I'm still at its core, it's the rotation of the same meals. It's the same with lunch. If you're someone that goes, oh, but I don't want to eat the same lunch for work every day, you don't have to. On a Sunday, meal prep a batch of marinated chicken, whatever spices, marinades that you love, whack it in the air fryer, do 3 days worth. And then each day add that to something different. So Monday might be a salad, Tuesday might be a wrap, Wednesday might be like a toasted sandwiches or some soup, whatever you're feeling like eating. There are simple ways to make sure that you don't get bored. But eating the same meals for me reduces my decision fatigue. When I have something to eat, I don't have to think about it. It's ready to go. It's ready to eat. I cut out all of the other crappy choices that I could have made. Okay. What I mean by that is like you think about it. Okay, it's lunchtime. I'll go to the fridge, whether it's at home or if you're at work and you're opening the fridge and your lunch is there. What do? If your lunch is there, it is made, it is pre-cooked, it is ready to go. You take it out and eat it. Now, think about that same scenario. You go to the fridge at home for lunch, whether at your work, you open the fridge and there's nothing there. Okay, I'm hungry, really, really hungry, starting to get hangry. Okay, there's a packet of chips over there, or like maybe I could just jump in the car and get some McDonald's. Like, can you see how the other crappy choices start to creep in? Whereas when you eat the same meals and you've got stuff that's there, you just eat the food that's there. Like, it's such a simple thing, but it truly, truly works. And eating the same meals, whether it's the same breakfast that I love, the same lunch that I love, the same dinner that we love, it reduces my decision fatigue. The less decisions that you have to make about the food that you eat, you significantly increase your chances of making a healthy choice. Did you see? I mean, it was a pure example that I just gave you. When there is no food there, the choice is there. Should I get takeaway? Should I have hot chips? Should I have a sausage roll? Should I just skip lunch because I haven't got anything? And it's when those choices come in that we start to lean towards making a not so great choice for ourselves. So eating the same meals. And like I said, there are such simple ways that you can get around it not being boring. Like I said, with the pancake bakes or like with mixing up the chicken or the protein that you use in your lunches, there's so many ways to still eat the same meals, but to slightly mix it up so that you never get bored. Or like I said, if you're someone that doesn't enjoy eating the same meals a couple of days in a row. All right, number 2, I plan before I'm hungry. All right, now what I mean by I plan before I'm hungry, I don't do a strict meal prep, okay? I'm not talking about everything is super planned and I like never have any like spontaneity in what I eat and all those kind of things. It's in my head. It's a mental thing. I plan before I'm hungry. So what I do, and like I said, it's only as time has gone on that I've realized that this is something that I do, and I've realized that it's something that helps set me up for success. So I've had my breakfast, okay? That's usually a no-brainer for me. It's like I said, it's usually meal prep something. And then I know sort of mid-morning, I'm like, okay, what am I going to have for lunch? Have I got something that I can eat, or am I going to have to make something from scratch? So before I get hungry, I'm starting to plan in my mind. Start to get into the habit of doing this. So whether it's lunch, whether it's dinner, whether it's that afternoon snack that you're craving, think about it before it gets there. Because what happens is, same with the first example that I gave you, when you get there, it's too late. When you get to lunch and you are hungry and you are tired and you haven't had a break all morning, it is too late. It is too late for you to make a better choice for yourself. All right? You're just throwing everything to the wind and hoping for the best. So if you plan before you're hungry, and like I said, it's just a little mental thought. Okay, what's for lunch? Mid-morning, what am I going to have for lunch? Okay, what have I got in the fridge? Nope. Okay, I'm going to have to make something. Right, what have I got? What can I make? Okay, I'll make that. Like 20 seconds in your brain. That will help you when lunch comes around to make that healthier choice because you've planned before you got hungry. Simple thing. Another one of those unsexy things that we don't talk about as women. Unsexy works, and it works. I plan before I am hungry. And it's the same if I'm going out. If I know that it's a Saturday morning and I'm leaving the house and I know I've got to get to the shops and I've got to do this and I've got to pick up that and I've got to get to Kmart and I've got to do all these things, and I know that I'm not going to have time for lunch, I will plan for that. Okay. So I will decide on what I'm going to eat, or if I'm going to pick up like a chicken sandwich somewhere, or what I'm going to do. I still plan it before I get hungry, because if I'm at the shops and I'm hungry, I'm probably going to just get hot chips and a large coffee and be done with it. So always plan before the hunger hits. Tip number 3, and I feel like this is one I've gotten really good at as time has gone on. It's sort of something I started to dabble with, but I think as time has gone on, it's just something that I've gotten really good at. I make healthy eating the easiest option, not perfect one. But what I mean by that is, if something takes effort, I won't do it. Let's be honest. And it's not like, I know that probably sounds like, oh, well, you're just lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm not lazy. You're tired, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, and you're exhausted. You're not lazy. Okay. So I make healthy eating the easiest option, not the perfect one. So I will always choose the easiest option. And it's things like microwaved rice. If I can put a meal together and I can make it quicker because I don't have to stand there and boil the rice, and I can just throw in some of those microwave rice packets, that's making healthy eating easy for me. All right. It's cutting down on the cook time that I have to spend in the kitchen, is throwing in a couple of microwave fried rice pouches as part of my stir fry or my dinner or whatever I'm eating. It might be pre-marinated meat that I bought from the supermarket. All right. That is going to make eating healthy easier for me, because I don't have to marinate the meat. I don't have to let it sit overnight. I can just throw it in the air fryer in a pan and cook it. Okay. Another way is last night's leftovers. There's so much stuff that you can make from your last night leftovers just by making a little bit more when you're cooking. Leftovers are a dream, because you can make things with them. You can add stuff to them, like whether it's chicken leftover, pastas, whatever it is. So that is another way. You just make a little bit more, a bigger serving, whatever I need. So there's always some leftovers that I can use the next day. And it's funny because I'm so lucky. Like, I'm truly blessed and incredibly grateful when it comes to my social media community, the Healthy Her community, the Active Bod community, the Hype Girl community. I'm so lucky. Like, I'm not someone that gets hate and things like that. But there is one thing that I will always get a bit of backlash about, and it's about that. It's about making things easy for myself. So whether it's the microwave rice, whether it might be the microwaved rice, it might be the jar of pasta sauce, it might be the pre-marinated meats that I bought from the supermarket, it might be the tray bake that I bought from the shops and I added some stuff to it. Like I said, I don't get hate, but I always get some backlash from that, from women saying you shouldn't do that and you can make everything from scratch, and like that's sort of cheating somehow. And I completely disagree. Like, I truly believe the opposite. Like, if you can do something that is going to mean that you're spending less time in the kitchen cooking, that you can get a healthy meal on the table for you and your family that's quick and easy.
I've lost 17.3 kilos as a busy full-time working mum in perimenopause. And for years before that, I felt like a failure. I had tried every diet. I'd start strong, fall off, start again, and the weight always came back. I honestly believed there was something wrong with me. Then I found Jen and the Healthy Eating Hype Girl membership. For the first time, healthy eating felt realistic. I never felt like I was on a diet. I'm still a Hype Girl now. There's no pressure to be perfect, no restrictions, just simple steps I can stick to. And that's when everything really changed for me. This isn't just about following a challenge or fixing one problem. The membership teaches you how food, habits and overeating actually works, so you're set up for life, not another restart. I've let go of yo-yo dieting, I feel amazing in my new body, and I'm finally loving buying new clothes again. The coaching calls and masterclasses gave me the knowledge and support I'd been missing and helped me stop quitting on myself. My name's Kel, and if you're struggling, I promise it's not you. You just haven't been taught weight loss the right way. This membership has truly been life-changing for busy women like me. You need to join right now.
Use all the shortcuts. That's what they're there for. But I think that we sort of make this mistake of that it's only the shortcuts. No, it's not the shortcuts. You use the shortcuts and you integrate them into your healthy eating and your healthy meals of what you're doing already. Okay. So like I said, if it's a stir fry or you might be having some pork and something like that and you want to do some rice, use a rice packet, add that. If you're doing a curry and you want to have the rice, use the basmati rice pouches to save you some time while you're cooking. You can still have your healthy meal and the foundation and the basics are still the same, but you're using those hacks and those shortcuts to make that process of eating healthy quicker and easier for you. So please don't ever feel bad about using those things. And if you ever see a comment like that on social media, just scroll past it because I disagree with that. And like I said, I do know that it's comments like that from other women that are leaving us women confused because I went through that. I used to sit back and think, oh, okay, that's really bad. Like, should I not be eating that? Or the pasta sauce has got a bit of sugar in it. So I shouldn't be eating that. And I should just be making everything from scratch. And like, you just start to get in this headspace where you're sort of second guessing everything and thinking, oh, well, I shouldn't eat that and I shouldn't have that and I shouldn't. And it all comes down to moderation and balance. And if that shortcut is going to help you get a healthy meal on the table, use it. Use it. Prioritize it and use it multiple times to make your life easier and to make healthy eating consistently happen. Okay, because that's what the missing piece is. You can eat healthy for a perfect amount of time. Anyone can do that. You can follow a plan perfectly for 4 weeks, for 6 weeks. It's the imperfect, unsexy, messy stuff that we need to work on as women so we can still show up for ourselves in those moments. And number 5, I always focus on protein first. So lunchtimes come around, let's say I haven't meal prepped anything, I will always focus on protein first. So what I mean by that is that's how I build my meal. So I will go, okay, it's lunch. What have I got? Okay, no, I've got like pre-cooked, sort of pre-bought chicken from the supermarket. I've got that in my fridge. Oh, hang on a second. I've got some leftover pesto pasta that I made last night. I've got that. That's got some chicken in it. So I'm going to use that, but I'm going to add some more chicken. I'll add some spinach and some extra vegetables and things to make sure that it's got enough protein in it. So I start with the protein first and I build my meal around it. All right. A really simple thing. Do it at your lunch. Do it at your dinner. Start with protein first. What do you have? Okay. What have you got available to you? Is it leftovers? Is it the packet of chicken? Is it the marinated chicken from last night? Like, what do you have at your disposal that you can easily use to throw together a quick, healthy lunch? Because remember, we need to be eating protein. You need to be eating protein because protein keeps you feeling full. So if you are struggling to make healthy choices and you can't go 5 minutes without having to snack on some lollies or some chocolate or a donut or whatever it is, you need to eat more protein. Protein will satisfy you for longer. And that is why if you are eating a meal currently now and you are hungry half an hour to an hour later, it most likely means it was very low in protein. Okay. That's why it's always really important to focus on your protein first. And it works because women say to me, oh my gosh, Jen, I'm just not even hungry. Like, I'm just not hungry. Like, I've had protein at breakfast, at lunch, at dinner, and I'm just not hungry. And when you feel full and when you feel satisfied, it's easy to say no to the bad stuff because you just go, no, thanks. So I'm just not hungry. Generally don't feel like it. No, thank you. I'm good. And you actually feel quite confident and comfortable in your decision. Whereas if you are someone that has not eaten enough protein, restricted your food, skipped meals, missed breakfast in the hope that you can use those calories somewhere else, and something is offered to you, it's going to be very difficult to say no because you're going to be genuinely hungry and you're going to want to feed yourself. You're going to be low on energy. You're probably going to be tired. So in that moment, in that situation, it's very hard to go, oh, no, thanks. Whereas when you're full, when you're satisfied, when you've eaten that protein, you can just go, no, thanks. I'm good. Thank you. And you just feel really confident in that decision. You're not feeling like I need to eat that because I'm genuinely starving hungry. So I always focus on my protein first and then build my meal, my lunch, whatever it is around that. And it's the same with breakfast, whether it's eggs or I might be going, no, I'm just going to use some protein powder today and I'll make overnight oats or something like that out of it. Like, I will still always focus on protein first. Now, these 5 things have proven to work over and over again. Okay. They don't require me to have willpower. They don't require me to feel good or feel motivated or to feel like it. Like I said, unsexy podcast episode today, but it works. Simple things work. And they keep me consistent. And that's the part that we struggle with as women. Like I said, we can do it perfectly for a set period of time, but after we can't do it perfectly, we go, oh, well, I'll just give up and I won't do it anymore. These things will help you eat healthy consistently without the perfection. You do not need perfection in order to do these things. Okay. And these things work because I repeat them. Repetition works. It just makes healthy eating easy. It's realistic. And these things are something that I can actually stick to long term, as opposed to eating a really low calorie diet that keeps me feeling hungry all the time and I don't get to enjoy the foods I love. These are really simple things that set me up every single day for healthy eating success. And there's only 5 of them and they're really, really easy. Really, really easy. I'll just recap them for you quickly, just so they are fresh on your mind. So 1, eat the same meals. 2, I plan before I'm hungry. I feel like, if anything, this is a super simple one that you can literally start today. Plan before you're hungry. 3, I make healthy eating the easy option, not the perfect option. 4, I don't start over after a bad meal or day. Okay. Podcast editors that are watching this, I've just realized that I've missed 4. So, what am I going to do? So I will do the conclusion part again. I'll read through those, like, I just said the last 5. So I'll do the last 5 again. And then at the end of that, I will do 4, if you can put that in, and then I'll do the end of the podcast. So I hope that makes sense. Apologies because my brain's a bit foggy with not being well. All right. So we're going to recap the 5. So just to make it easy for you, I'm going to recap these top 5. So 1, I eat the same meals. 2, I plan before I'm hungry. 3, I make eating healthy the easy option, not the perfect one. All right. 4, I don't start over after a bad meal or day. This is crucial. It is so important. It is something that we talk about in all of our coaching calls in the Healthy Eating Hype Guy community. I don't start over after a bad meal or day. So it's that perfectionist mindset. It's that, well, if I can't eat perfectly, then it's not worth doing at all. And that is so completely wrong. So 1 meal off track doesn't mean anything. Okay. So I've had a bad meal, or I was busy and I had to grab lunch, or whatever. It's not a reason to then undo your whole day. You still have multiple opportunities throughout that day where you could make a better choice, where you could nourish your body, you could feed your body well, and you could eat healthy. So don't start over every time you have a bad meal or a bad day. All you need to do is just pick up at your next meal and go again. And I always want you to look at your day of eating as a whole day. We get stuck because we look at something in just a meal. So it's like, well, I had a really bad lunch and I ate a pizza and I had hot chips and a Coke and now I feel really bad. Okay, that's great. But let's look at all the other opportunities that you have within that day to make healthy choices. And when you do that, you understand what a small part of that pizza that you had is compared to all of the other opportunities that you have every single day to make a better choice for yourself. So 4, you don't need to start over after a bad meal or day. You just pick up and go again. And 5, I always focus on protein first. And these things will keep me eating healthy, keep me on track, and just make it easier every single time. Thank you so much for joining me in today's podcast episode. I hope that you have got some unsexy things that you can go away and try out this week, and that they've really just shown you, like I said, my goal is just to de-influence you and just to show you that it doesn't have to be all that fancy, complicated stuff that you think you need. It's just the simple stuff broken down into simple steps that's actually going to work for you. So give these ones a try this week. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all in our next episode.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another empowering episode of the Healthy Her podcast. If you enjoyed today's chat and found it helpful, hitting that follow or subscribe button would be amazing because your support means the world to me. Come connect with me on Instagram @theactivebod for your daily dose of inspiration and for loads of new easy meal ideas. Take care and keep thriving. See you next week.